National Hockey League owners and the league's Players Association have a plan to get on the ice to finish the 2019-2020 season by awarding the Stanley Cup. There will be 24 teams competing for Lord Stanley's 127-year-old cup, although the real one sits in Toronto with replica cups floating around. The NHL also has a list of possible cities in the United States that could handle the 24 teams in two markets. Those cities in the United States that were being considered were Chicago, Columbus, Ohio, Dallas, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis-St. Paul, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh. But league officials might want to give some serious thought about those cities as massive protests in this day of the COVID-19 pandemic were held in those cities. There was no social distancing, which is recommended by all health authorities to stop the COVID-19 spread. Some protesters were not wearing masks, which is always recommended to contain the COVID-19 spread. And there was violence and arrests in all the cities. The protest started in Minneapolis after the death of George Floyd. None of the recent events bode well for the National Hockey League in what would be a difficult return to the ice in a calmer climate. The NHL does have 3 Canadian cities on its list to be hubs for the teams: Edmonton, Toronto, and Vancouver. The only thing the league would have to worry about is COVID-19 in those cities. The NHL will not open training camps, if it can, until July 10th. The NHL might have to hit a pause in looking for an American hub city. It takes up to 2 weeks for the COVID-19 infection to show itself, which means protesters might have a full-blown infection soon that could spread in those cities, which would not be good for anyone. How the NHL season is salvaged has been complicated by protests. I'm Evan Weiner for the Politics of Sports Business.